Hello, this is World University and Schools WUaS News and Question and Answer on Monday, May 8th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. India Standard Time, 5 p.m. East Africa Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time in California. I'm Scott McLeod, and as we wait to see if people will join us for this open conversation, this open question and answer for and about World University and School and upcoming free online degrees, potentially first in English, and accrediting this September 1, 2023, and Wiki Schools in all known living languages, 7,151 known living languages. I'd like to share a little news with you. First, we've had some huge accreditation developments, and namely, World University and School is gotten further information about how to proceed with accreditation, which also involves World University and School developing a financial plan. And to this end, World University and School is seeking potentially a new chairman of the board and has reached out to Alden Briscoe at Berkeley Briscoe in San Mateo, California about this, and waiting to hear back, potentially. Alden is a graduate of the Quaker George School and also of Harvard University, and is focused his career much at Berkeley Briscoe on fundraising for nonprofits and good organizations. There's a potential remarkable fit with World University and School as we seek to begin to accredit. This would involve possibly Berkeley Briscoe helping develop a financial plan for World University and School. And they also do management consulting, and perhaps we can find an active board of directors in communication with, in collaboration with Berkeley Briscoe. As an aside, in about 10 years ago at the Stanford Law Silicon Valley Directors Exchange meetings at 8 in the morning, the first one I went to shared a publication. Was John Hennessy, the president of Stanford, there at the time. Mark Lonergan was the person who was focusing the Silicon Valley Directors Exchange for Stanford Law, at Stanford Law for Stanford 2. He shared a publication, his organization shared a publication about what the board members in the Silicon Valley, 150 largest companies, an index I think that a number of, maybe his organization and other organizations had put together for Bay Area companies that have emerged in the information technology revolution. And the average earning of board directors was, I think, $186,000 per year. Remarkable. And it's a direction World University and School would like to head in also when we get to the size of those companies on the Silicon Valley 150 index. So further about accrediting and World University and School, and beyond developing a financial plan, which is one of the initial criteria that Middle States Commission on Higher Education, with offices in Philadelphia, asks for, is how we can also further pay the fees for Middle States Commission on Higher Education, and also for the state of Pennsylvania's licensing we've received authorization from the state of Pennsylvania, and now we're seeking to bring this further for both Middle States Commission on Higher Education and the Pennsylvania Department of Education licensure process, and pay these fees. And in the process of developing accreditation and licensing with these agencies, World University and School is seeking, thanks to the CC4 licensed MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki WUaS degrees in 200 countries and in their main languages, potentially offering free bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB high school or similar AA and master's degrees, getting reimbursement from all 200 countries' departments of education, and offering these degrees in each country, each of 200 countries, and in their main languages, and creating wiki schools and an academic press in 7,151 known living languages, with machine learning and machine translation too, to make this a remarkable educational opportunity for the state of Pennsylvania and for Middle States Commission on Higher Education itself. And partly further, because World University and School is seeking to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each a Wikidata PIN number. And as wiki teachers and learners, and for free universal education. So all these wiki universitarians would be able to people teach and learn from each other. A remarkable creation of free universal education, people to people, and with also MIT OpenCourseWare-centric standard and free degrees on the other hand. So licensing with Pennsylvania potentially would allow us to help seek to protect our students and wiki universitarians, all 7.9 billion people, possibly in Pennsylvania with engagement through the state of Pennsylvania with even questions of law and law enforcement, which is something that World University and School is eager to do, to protect our students as we grow further and be further developed with this licensing process and accreditation process with Middle States Commission on Higher Education. One of the issues in the past for World University and School is that we have been lacking the money to accredit. We couldn't go to the Middle States Commission on Higher Education in December of 2022 because we didn't have the money, and we haven't been able to yet pay the pre-application and the application fees. So there's an opportunity here with the initial criteria from Middle States Commission on Higher Education for World University and School to develop a financial plan and to further begin to seek to offer free online bachelor and AA degrees beginning September 1, 2023 on a Google WUaS platform, emerging platform, and potentially with also MIT OpenCourseWare-centric platform developing with artificial intelligence, first in English, also with a Google course that World University and School has offered too, a CC4 license, CS First with Google at World University and School Scratch programming course online. So these are exciting developments for World University and School. And this is item 1 I wanted to share with you in this WS News and question and answer. I'm not seeing anyone seeking to join this Q&A yet, such as prospective students from Africa or India, for example. There was just this morning a presentation on Google Maps and Google Earth from the Google Educator Group leader, Dr. Vishal Varia in India, and the Google Education Group leader in Kenya, Africa, Fred Sagwe. And I've invited them to invite their students to join the WS News and Question and Answer with their questions, and perhaps some of their students will in some future WS News and Question and Answer on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Africa Time, 7:30 p.m. India Time. The next item of news I'd like to share with you is after a very interesting presentation by a UC Davis professor in a Stanford history talk on China and the role that the Americas played in co-creating, in some ways, China early America history through trade by Professor Resendez at the UC Davis. I've reached out to Dr. Resendez, who has a University of Chicago PhD, to explore whether in the future he might become the head of Mexico World University and School, planned in Spanish, and for free online MIT OpenCourseware-centric WUaS degrees. And also as head of Mexico World University and School is a question whether he could also facilitate wiki schools in all the other languages in Mexico at World University and School, such as Zapotec, and there are many, many languages in Mexico. I'm continuing to reach out to Dr. Resendez via the WS News and Question and Answer on behalf of World University and School. And as we grow, perhaps World University and School can explore further a conversation, not only with Dr. Resendez and about Mexico World University and School, but also with the University of California at Davis, one of 10 University of California campuses, and potentially all of the University of California's, all 10 campuses. This is an interesting possibility for collaboration for World University and School with all of the UCs, which attract highest achieving students, many from California, and also have an extensive system that has an IT remarkable set of platforms and further developing iterations with artificial intelligence too. I'll touch on some of these questions further regarding World University and School and UC Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley, possible collaborations for online medical schools in all 200 countries that World University and School seeks to be in, since UC Berkeley does not have a medical school in item 7, I think, here in the news and question and answer. But first, let me just touch on a few further news items for World University and School. And regarding robotics, the potential for combining humanoid robotics with artificial intelligence vehicles. So think a Toyota humanoid robot THR3 with its master maneuvering system for a parallel chair for a human to sit in and begin to code such THR3s, Toyota humanoid robots, together with brainstorming-wise an AI vehicle such as an emerging Toyota ProAce electric vehicle, camping van in the US. And how could these emerging autonomous systems working together further help World University and School grow, and the WUaS Press and the WUaS Corporation, in 200 countries and in 7,151 living languages, as WUaS seeks to employ 2.5 million people with physical digital WUaS educational services stores, say about 1.5 million people, possibly by 50 years from now. And at World University and School, possibly for 1 million academics, researchers, staff in all 200 countries and in all 7,000 languages. In the process, World University and School wants to employ people and not put people out of work due to these further remarkable possibilities with humanoid robotics, humanoid robots. This is another step in the information technology revolution after the two industrial revolutions, which World University and School would like to possibly facilitate so that technology does not lead to unemployment, for example, rather makes life better for potentially the 2.5 million people that we can employ, that we might seek to employ over 50 or 75 years, slightly bigger than Walmart, with, on the one hand, these physical digital WUaS educational services stores, say, so retail for books, computers, robots, hospital technologies, and an academic press with paper and digital books with machine learning, and also with World University and School. Could these humanoid robots with AI vehicles combined find form in a virtual, realistic virtual Earth for robotics? That's a Twitter hashtag as well. And that aspect of modeling robotics virtually and having a direct relationship with physical robots offers much potential for planning and for creative developments in humanoid robotics in the years and decades ahead. So that's news item 3 in a sense. News item 4, World University and School is seeking about 1,000 students for free 4-year WUaS bachelor degrees with our WUaS education process, our WUaS accreditation process, which I just mentioned as news item 1 earlier. And in what ways can we draw from Google's completers of the CS First with Google course, learning the Scratch programming language, that Google may have lists of, and also draw from Googlers, possibly Google employees or Google seekers of Google employment, who might be looking toward studying for a new cert, such as security certification that might be an educational process that Google is offering. That is, I think, a new educational process that Google is offering, and the potential to collaborate with Google for cert seekers seems remarkable. Could they also study for free WUaS accrediting degrees, bachelor degrees, master's degrees, PhDs, AA degrees, and similar? So that's item number 4. In a recent, item number 5, in a recent tweet by the Stanford law professor and Stanford bioethics professor, Hank Greeley, interesting image in an article on assembly theory, where Lego was used to illustrate potentially molecular assembly theory. And World University and School is ongoingly interested in creating a realistic virtual Earth for LEGO, and at the molecular level, as well as the cellular level, and to facilitate further remarkable deep dives into molecular reality, and even with play and potentially playing with Lego, molecular Lego. The MIT Edgerton Center has some molecular Lego kits, for example. And in what ways could assembly theory and molecular assembly theory find new form digitally in Google Street View with Time Slider, with TensorFlow AI, and not only at the molecular level, but also at the cell level too. Item number 6, World University and School is seeking to code further for all 7.9 billion people on the planet at World University, a wiki subject page, each a Wikidata PIN number. And Google's Gmail has about 7 million people, followers. I think they call themselves, Gmail calls them. And with 7.9 billion people, it would only seem to be a factor of 10 to get to 7 billion people, probably the adults. So a system, Gmail could be a system for expanding into 7 billion people in World University and School seeking to code for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, each a Wikidata PIN number. How would this work? And further, WUaS seeks to potentially distribute Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, and you can get this free money daily through mindpi.com/SGKMAC on your smartphone, mining it every 24 hours, taking less than 5 seconds. And WUaS seeks to distribute this Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency to end poverty, and also to code for 7.9 billion people as wiki teachers and learners, again, in all 7,151 living languages for free education. One further item in these regards is, with regard to robotics, is in what ways could, this is sort of item 6A or 7, brainstorming wise, in what ways could World University and School and the WUaS Corporation wire the town of Canyon 94516, California, for more than 5G Wi-Fi, which is pretty much the fastest Wi-Fi, I think, generally available, at least in the United States, in some parts of the United States, and probably the developed world. And so wire the town of Canyon, California, is seeking to build Wi-Fi speed dramatically to far more than 10G, double the 5G available now, far more, and as through to 250G, is that gigabytes per second, and for forestry humanoid robotics. So the THR-3 Toyota humanoid robot has recently become, in the past 5 years, unwired. So it's codable, it's AI can work with wireless, but wireless at 5G is still very, very, very slow for such Toyota humanoid robots. And such humanoid robots will require far faster speeds of broadband and Wi-Fi to become potentially effective and useful as humanoid robots. How will this take shape in forested areas where trees can perhaps, for example, get in the way of signals, of Wi-Fi signals? And World University and School would, brainstorming-wise, seek to explore in a testing and development sort of format how World University and School could wire the town of Canyon, California, 94516, 5 miles east of Berkeley in the San Francisco Bay Area, for more than 5G Wi-Fi, more than 10G Wi-Fi, 250G Wi-Fi, and far faster speeds for forestry humanoid robotics. Further, item 7, coming back to World University and School with UC Berkeley, Cal Berkeley, and 200 medical schools. World University and School is seeking to develop an undergraduate bachelor degree education in a pre-med, WS biology undergraduate program and degree. And in what ways could we do this? In collaboration with UC Berkeley itself, and not only to also plan for a medical school, potentially in collaboration, online medical school, a digital medical school with UC Berkeley, and not only in English and not only in the USA, but potentially to create 200 online World University medical schools in collaboration with UC Berkeley. And for free medical degrees due to the CC4 licensing of MIT OpenCourseWare and CC4 licensing of Google's CS First with Google at World University and School Scratch programming course, so that departments of education in all 200 countries and all 50 states would reimburse for these degrees. And also have this pre-med undergraduate program and degree have a WUaS programming focus. So this would be a new approach to medicine potentially that would add a programming aspect, and World University and School might engage further CS First with Google at World Universities to develop this undergraduate degree and also our medical degrees online in the home, where med students and pre-med students would be studying from home. Item 8, just happened upon the Bicycle Heaven Museum and Shop in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, about 3 weeks ago. It's a remarkable vision for Bicycle Heaven Museum with a huge warehouses of rooms, a warehouse with many, many rooms of bicycles from many different time periods, and beautifully exhibited in a very dreamlike, almost hallucinatory way in some ways. I've been in contact a little bit with the owner and curator, Craig Morrow, and have asked how such a Bicycle Heaven Museum, with even a film to 3D app or a group of film to 3D applications or programs, could be moved into a realistic virtual Earth for museums. And have also shared with him some interesting possible electric bicycle ideas that perhaps he will further engage and seek to obtain as objects for his Bicycle Heaven Museum as bicycles continue to develop in such creative ways, by such interesting creators. Bicycle people are very interesting and creative. And in what ways could World University and School further facilitate this potential Bicycle Heaven Museum online to complement Craig Morrow's great Bicycle Heaven Museum in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? And you can read more about some of these questions and developments in a blog post, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com. In April of 2023, Morrow's Honeysuckle Bicycle Heaven is the blog post. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Item 9, WUaS Land in Canyon, California 94516, and the state of California's franchise tax board developments regarding the WUaS Corporation. The WUaS Corporation has been in the state of California's My FTB, My Franchise Tax Board, relatively new website for a couple of years now. We've paid taxes connecting our bank account for the WUaS Corporation to the Franchise Tax Board for the WUaS Corporation. In a recent seeking by the FTB, Franchise Tax Board, of an update of a password, World University and Schools, the WUaS Corporation's address in the Franchise Tax Board's website is still P.O. Box 442, Canyon, California 94516. I'm right now in Pennsylvania in asylum from California and am seeking to move back into Canyon, California on September 1st, 2023. Thanks both to Ed Smythe, MD, and John Sargent, MD, seeking to precipitate my moving, and World University and School moving back into a newly safe Canyon, California 94516. John Sargent asks, how can one know it's safe? That's a great question. And my response there is partly when state of California law and US federal law work effectively together. It's great that WUaS Land in California, in Canyon, California, 5 miles east of Berkeley, may be emerging, and partly in conversation with the state of California's Franchise Tax Board and regarding WUaS Corporation developments. So that's the news and question and answer for today. For World University and School. I'll post this video recording to Twitter, twitter.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH, and WUaS Press / that is the twitter.com/WUaS Press. The email address for World University and School is meeting@worlduniversityandschool.org. Stay tuned next Monday, May 15th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Africa Time, 7:30 p.m. India Time. The next WUaS News and Question and Answer will happen. Recordings get posted to youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University presently. See you next week, potentially online. Check out the Twitter feeds at twitter.com/WORLD, UNIVANDSCH. Also, the Twitter feed for all 7,151 languages as well at World University and School. Twitter.com/SGKMACLEOD. And again, the Twitter feed for WUaS Press, WUaS Press, and WUaS Corporation 2, twitter.com/WUaS Press, PRESS. Until next week, bye for now. See you soon.